Hey,
What up, what
Rashad.
up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Rashad Milligan. If you are new to the channel, this is the road 5K subs. New hoodie alert. New hoodie alert. Hold on, New hoodie alert. New hoodie alert. There you go. Shout out to the people at Overtime, man. Family. You guys know OTE, Overtime Elite, is down the street. So, they're always showing love and stuff like that. Speaking of, if you want to send something or want me to promote any of your products or just do business, you can hit me up at my email, rashadmilliganbooking at gmail.com. Once again, that's rashadmilliganbooking at gmail.com. And we can work there. We can talk shop. Anything else I want to say? Sorry for going ghost for the past week. Had some stuff going on, specifically a wedding and family things as well, just spending time with family. But I am back now, and before the draft, I wanted to at least upload something. This is different than what I usually do. Once again, like I said, if you're new to the channel, this is the road 5K subs. I'm going to give just a basic. I wasn't able to dive into this draft the way I wanted to, just being 100% transparent, because the past week between the end of the season and the draft has just kind of been all over the place. So what I'm going to do, I realize that tonight is probably going to be another record-breaking night ratings wise, and there's going to be a lot of new fans or fans who previously gave the WNBA a chance and then eventually kind of drifted off, and now they're coming back in to give it another shot, thanks to Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. So with that being said, I wanted to give kind of like a basic overview of this year's draft. So the draft, the WNBA draft, is pretty much like every other sport. If you follow sports or anything like that, the draft day is when professional teams pick their players from college. They pick the best players from college. It usually goes in order of worst teams to the best teams, and there's a lottery. And the first four picks in the WNBA, there's 12 teams in the WNBA. So the first four is the lottery. And so they kind of just jingle up the balls for the lottery of the four worst teams, and they go in order. Lucky for the Indiana Fever, for the second straight year, they have the number one pick. Last year, they selected Aaliyah Boston from South Carolina. Iowa fans, Aaliyah Boston from, obviously last year in the Final Four. And what else do I want to say? The draft comes on tonight, as you guys see here, at 7:30 Eastern time on today, April 15th, on ESPN. So yes, that's what's going on with that. Caitlin Clark, as you all know, is a projected number one pick. She's going to go number one to the Indiana Fever. And then the rest of the top three is going to be some type of variation of Rakia Jackson from Tennessee and Cameron Brink from Stanford. So that's going to be the top three. The top five will consist of some order, more than likely, of Caitlin Clark, Cameron Brink, Rakia Jackson, Aaliyah Edwards from UConn, and Camila Cardoso from South Carolina. So that will probably be the top five. And then things kind of get interesting after that, with where's Angel Reese going to go, the biggest star in the draft. So let's go to the draft order. Like I said, this is the top four, the lottery picks. Phoenix, they didn't have their pick. They gave it to Chicago in the trade. And then Seattle also didn't have their lottery pick. They gave it up to Los Angeles. And flip for, you guys seen. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. For the new viewers, Skylar Diggins Smith. Wait, hold on. I'm tripping. I'm sorry. Nneka Nwumeke, the longtime face of the Los Angeles Sparks, former WNBA MVP, was traded from the Los Angeles Sparks to the Seattle Storm this offseason. So to create a big three in Seattle now of Jewel Lloyd, the Gold Mamba, who crowned by Kobe, the Gold Mamba, long live the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant, and Skylar Diggins Smith, former extremely popular guard in Notre Dame. She was just Skylar Diggins back then. Drake had a huge crush on her. It was a thing for a couple years, and Lil Wayne showed up to her games and stuff like that in college, and she really started the headband wave, things of that nature. And then who's the third? Nneka Nwumeke, as you guys know. So yes, that will be Seattle kind of trying to bounce back from losing Breanna Stewart a couple years ago to New York, and find themselves back in contention. Seattle, historically a team that is usually one of the best teams in the WNBA. So yes, that is the order of the lottery. And like I said, it's probably going to go Caitlin Clark. I honestly don't know if it's going to be Cameron Brink. I see Cameron Brink mocked a lot of times to number 2. So let's just say, for the sake of what people are saying, Caitlin Clark, Cameron Brink, Rickea Jackson, and then it's going to be some variation of Aaliyah Edwards, Camila Cardoso here. And yeah, that's 4 or 5. So at 6, this is when you're talking, because now you can go, okay, is Washington going to go overseas? What are they going to do at 6? And I don't think they necessarily need Angel Reese. However, Angel Reese is from the DMV. She's from the area, and wherever she's going, it's going to be box office. So you're getting a huge return on your investment there. I think Washington can pull that trigger. If they don't, Chicago just traded up from that 8th spot, flip-flop with Minnesota, with the Minnesota Lynx. And that's a big market. I think Angel Reese could end up going to Chicago. And now Chicago's rebuilding is looking like, Chicago's rebuilding is looking like Rickea Jackson and Angel Reese. And then you have Minnesota. You can go Alyssa Peely from Utah. You know, she's kind of being looked at to go in this range as well as Angel Reese and stuff like that. Deasia Fair, someone you guys also know is one of the greatest college scorers ever from Syracuse, overshadowed by the number 1 draft pick, Miss Caitlin Clark. And yeah, so you have a few options here. I've also seen some mocks that had Nika Mule could also go here to number 11 to New York. I also seen some mocks with Jessica Carter from Mississippi State going around this range, maybe to Atlanta. It was originally Liz Kitley, but Liz Kitley went out with a terrible ACL tear. And in the W, honestly, there's just not enough spots to wait to draft someone and have them sit on the bench for a year, unlike the NBA. So Liz might just go undrafted this year, and then a team might sign her next year when she's back healthy. But yes, that is a brief overlook of the first round, what to expect. And you guys might be thinking, why is Angel Reese projected to go so low? People talk about it, but are they hating? What's going on with her? So I pulled these up if you read the tabs. Angel Reese is 6'3". In the WNBA, that's a big that's like borderline kind of undersized for a post player in the WNBA. And for reference, here's Asia Wilson's height. Asia Wilson is 6'4". So at 6'4", I believe Cheyenne Parker is also 6'4". Those are also considered kind of like slightly undersized bigs in the WNBA. And so since they have their game has kind of have to be a little more kind of face up, mid-range in. And they both have jump shots. So Cheyenne Parker has a jump shot around that elbow, around the free throw line. And Asia has a jump shot, just kind of a general mid-range game and everything like that. That's what makes Asia Wilson so great. Angel Reese kind of struggled showing like substantial growth with her jumper this past season after coming back this year. And so, so things have just been kind of in the air of like, what is Angel Reese really gonna, like, she has to improve that jumper if she wants to be as effective in college as she was in college, that she'll be in the WNBA. One thing about Angel that you can't deny, her effort, her passion for the game. She's going to rebound. She's going to scrap. She's going to play defense. And she's going to keep driving. You block her 2 times, like I said, for being undersized, and block her at the rim. She's going to keep coming. She's going to keep coming. She does not back down. I do think it'll be interesting to see how officials kind of like work with her, kind of coming in and stuff like that, because she did get to the foul line a lot and kind of got some superstar calls, just like how Caitlin does over there at Iowa. She got some superstar calls there at LSU, so it'd be interesting to see how they officiate her game as a rookie and things like that. But That's why Angel Reese is projected to kind of fall. Just in case you were wondering, why is Angel Reese projected to fall? Oh, and also I have this tab pulled up. So before you go up and say like this is the most hyped draft ever, and the WNBA's never had a draft this hype. 2013, it was probably the most hyped draft of my memory. That I've known of so far. It had not just one big player. A lot of years there's always one big player. It's like Amaya Moore, Candace Parker. You can go down the list and stuff like that. But this year was it was three big names: Skylar Diggins-Smith, Brady Griner, and Elena Deldon. Those were the three big names from this year, and they were like considered big three. It was just a big deal. Like WNBA really pumped them up. 2 of the 3 won championships, Griner and Deldon, and Skylar Diggins-Smith is vouching for one. She's playing for one this season with her new big three in Seattle. So you also see Leigh Clarendon here, Tiana Hawkins, just to name a couple other players in this draft class. But before you just run it, WNBA's never had this much talent in a draft. Pump the brakes now. But yes, shout out to the class of 2020, high school class of 2020. That is the class you guys have seen the memes and stuff like that. If you haven't, it's a class that everybody said changed college women's basketball, and it did. That was a class that I really started with of reacting to on this channel and kind of grew a large part of this platform from. So salute to the class of 2020. Paige Bakers was the number 1 player in the class. And yeah. Hold on. Let me just pull it up. And we'll go through it again. All right. And then we'll end with this, guys, because I have to go to work. Paige Bakers was number 1. Angel Reese was number 2. Cameron Brink was number 3. Caitlin Clark was number 4. Camila Cardoso was number 5. Diamond Johnson was number 6. Haley Van Lith was number 7. Shout out to Sydney Parrish. Shout out Priscilla Williams. But we're going to go to Deja Kelly. Deja Kelly was number 10. Tiana Papau was number 11. Sarah Andrews was number 12. Maddie Scott at Ole Miss at number 15. Hannah Gusters had a pretty good career, number 16. Kylie Watson, as you guys know, Notre Dame. She played at Notre Dame this past season. Olivia Cochran. Wow, that's an interesting one over there. The former big from Louisville. Wes Bell, another player from Notre Dame. I don't know if she entered the portal. I can't keep up. We'll get to the portal and all that deep in the trenches studying later. Aaliyah Edwards. Mir McClain. I remember Mir McClain. Katari Poole, former LSU. And she ended up transferring. I think she got kicked off the team, if I'm not mistaken. I shouldn't just be saying that if I'm not sure. Maddie Hayes transferred to NC State. What a class, man. Marshall from Notre Dame. She just entered the portal. Let me see who else. Shout out Anaya Russell. Oh, yo, she was so cold. I watched her in high school. Jacoria Bracey. She started off at Ole Miss, and then I think she transferred to Southern Miss, and that's when where she finished up her career. I don't know if she's coming back next season, but I know she transferred to Southern Miss eventually. She was cold though. She was like a one-man wrecking crew. I saw her. She was at Ruleville. That's like a small 2A school in Mississippi. She did all the scoring. I think they end up losing the game, because it was 1-5. But yeah, Sakima Walker was 2020. Backup for South Carolina now. Who else do we have? 2020. Joel Spear. Shout out Joel Spear. Anybody else? But yeah, we're shouting out people deep into the 80s with Joel Spear, 82. So a great class. Shout out to the class of 2020. Thank you for all that you've done for the game. And now it's time for the next level. Paige is holding it down for y'all for one more year because of injuries. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I do want to say one thing. Like, there was a big hype on, like, UConn getting this big transfer. People confirmed it, things in that nature. And it ain't happened yet. Was it cap? Did they change their mind once the reports came out? What was it? What do you guys think in the comments? Anyway, my name is Rashad Milligan. If you're new to the channel, this is the road to 5K subs. Until next time, please take care of yourselves.